Hey everybody! Recently Vsoft had an expert panel discussion on faster payment strategy, and we brought in experts from all around the industry to share their thoughts on what it takes to create a faster payment strategy. The first thing we asked them was, where do you start? What did they have to say? Let's go to the panel discussion and hear what an expert from the technology side of the payments industry had to say. But there's three words that really stuck out to me in that one, and that was adoption. And then you use the F word too. We're going to have to get to that one at some point in time. And then technology. Well, let's get a little bit of technology perspective of where do you start when it comes to building your payment strategy, because technology is going to be really important on that. So Abhishek, what would you say to somebody who's looking to build a payment strategy from especially the technology side that you represent of what they should be doing?
Kevin, first, I think it's important. This is a program for all ages. Attila, please don't use the F word again. Really, Kevin, I'm a technologist first. That's my bread and butter. And when we're talking about technology, we tend to see first a fear of missing out, right? Especially when we're talking about a faster payment strategy, we see a fear of missing out. You start feeling the need to do something because you don't feel like you're doing anything. You feel like you need to do something. But then after that initial wave of FOMO or fear of missing out, there then becomes a second wave where we start to overcorrect. So where we start to have a fear of missing out, where we're trying not to do anything because we're scared we're doing something in fear. Now, let me unpack that a little bit because I just said scared, fear, scared in that order. But the discussion needs to be around thinking from a technology perspective that a faster payment is just another payments file. It's just another payments message. It's just another way for my institution to interact with the global economy, for my institution to interact with other institutions in my network and across those faster payments rails. I asked institutions that haven't quite all the way thought about faster payments, or are scared about thinking about faster payments, or feel like they're technologically limited on faster payments, to think about it like this. You are emailed a document by one of your coworkers, asked to open it, we need a turnaround by the end of the day, and you find out that you don't have any application installed on your machine that can open that file. That from a technology perspective is what we're looking at, and that's kind of where we're headed. As far as a fragmentation of the payments market, and really a lot of that fragmentation has been addressed by the implementation of standards such as the ISO 20022. I'll be calling it 20022. Some people call it 222. Tomato. But for us, it's all really about, let's first figure out how you can receive those files. Incoming payments is always a good thing. So from a strategic output perspective, we can always revisit how strategically you're sending payments. What types of sending payments make sense to your financial institutions that you service, or your account holders that you service, depending on the type of institution that you are. Receiving is always always has the upside of creating cross compatibility across networks, and that should also be factored into your strategic thinking.
Great answers. Oh, and I love the comment. Digital payments strategy must include the simplest things. Look at your technology and create highly available and resilient infrastructures. The first step is figure out how you're going to receive those files. Then determine what kind of payments make sense to you and your financial institution. Those were some great comments, and there were more views shared from other experts. And if you'd like to hear and see what the other experts had to say, or maybe see the entire webinar on the faster payment strategy, then head over to paymentsprofessor.com. I'll put a link to the webinar in the description to help. For now, class dismissed.